Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 36 of Auntie Listen. And our quote of the day is a man can be happy with any woman as long as he doesn't love her by Oscar Wilde. What do you think of that quote, Auntie Dottie?
I, I think it's the soft side of everything that's wrong with us as a society.
Okay. I know I read that and I was like, wait, what? That's crazy. I'm like, that is
It's
crazy. So yeah, I had
very,
to.
very unuseful, not helpful, misleading information. And
Right.
it is always at odds with the other gender. And it's just, no, I don't agree with that one at all.
Yeah, I read that and I was like, that is too wild for me to pass up. I'm like, I have to see how the ladies feel about that one because I just thought that was the craziest thing.
Well, skipping towards the end of the show, that would be the what were they thinking?
Right.
Like the magic, just because he didn't like his wife.
Well, no, so like the explanation, I didn't read like the whole article, but it was just like a look at both sides of a relationship.
Hmm.
But I just thought that was just like the craziest quote though. I was like, that is so funny.
So, well, what were some of the points
Okay, here, let
that
me
that might have made it make some sense?
that have might
Not
have made
being
it make some
aggressive,
sense. Oh
but I'm
wait.
willing to listen.
Yeah, hang on again. Hang on. Let me find it. Let me see. So it says the unsettling duality of relationships and love explained by the Irish author poet. And let's see. So the synopsis says that Oscar Wilde's quote of the day reflects his characteristic wit and his complex view of human relations. It suggests that emotional distance can sometimes make relationships easier, as reduced expectations and detachment may lead to fewer conflicts and a more stable coexistence, while also pointing to the vulnerability and intensity that love brings. So that was the synopsis. So I guess if you hear it in that context and from his point of view, yeah, I can kind of I could kind of see his point on that. I just thought it was funny though.
Well, until you have that one
So
great,
hearing the synopsis, does that give you a little clarity of his thought process?
I guess.
Huh?
I
Auntie
guess.
Janisha, are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
You guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
can hear
they
you.
say his own. I still say he probably doesn't like his wife, something like that. It was one of those days he broke
I'm
and it
just
stuck.
yeah, I was gonna say I'm just gonna chalk it up to it was not a good marriage day that day.
Right.
We were having some issues, and so it was like I could be happy with this woman. I don't love her in this particular moment, but I could be happy with her. Okay, so we'll move on to announcements. And just a reminder to everyone, we are now live, and this content is for entertainment purposes only. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share on YouTube, IG, X, TikTok, and you can leave us a message at fanlist.com. And you can help support the channel with our affiliate links with Amazon, Bed Bath, Bath and Beyond, Tar- Target, Walgreens, Walmart, and The Great Discovery. And on the Great Discovery, if you would like to learn something new, they have free and paid classes. Or if you want have a hobby or a skill you like to share, you can post your own classes. So our topic this month is by moi, Auntie Destiny. And I thought it would be fun to just take a look at childhood. Oh wait, before we get there, I forgot. Did you know? Did you know that children born to mothers older than 40 or more are likely to be left-handed? Did you know that, Auntie Janisha?
No.
Yeah. I thought that was very interesting. And I was trying to think, I'm like, do I know anyone anyone who's had older parents, and if they were left-handed, I was like, I don't think I know anyone who in my age group or had parents that were older. Do you know?
I think that it might be harder with your age group and then older because people were encouraged not to be
Old.
left-handed
Yeah,
back in the day. I
that
was
is
by
true.
parents, and my grandmother, she said some very horrible things about me being left-handed. Pushed me aside. I wanted to, do things, help out. You know how kids just want to be underfoot and doing things, and she would tell me I was you know, just
Oh,
left-handed. She wouldn't let me um, use scissors, use a knife, and it's get move out of the way, get out of here. I'm in the way. And then my brother,
right.
when he came into the household, when the other younger three kids came in, she encouraged him. Auntie Marva's saying that she can't get in. She's probably having that same issue that I was having. She just
Oh,
sent a message.
okay. Um, what did you tell her what you did to Remy the message?
I don't remember.
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna mute because she's calling. Hang on.
Okay. Yeah, so folks, so we won't have any dead air. Um, we just started going live not too many episodes ago. And so, because we don't kind of push this broadcast, it's not promoted, I'll say. We just come on here to have fun. Just three aunties kicking the breeze, you know. But we're unable to get your feedback in real time. So that's that. There is a chat though. I'm on my iPad today, and I'm not seeing how you can actually. Here we go. So there is a chat feature. If anyone is listening to the playback, you are more than welcome to come on and join us next month since you're listening to the playback. All right, so the recording button just came on, like maybe I was not talking to anybody at all. That's funny. And it's okay because I talk to myself sometimes because who else would I talk to with good sense? Just saying. That's how everybody should feel about themselves. My great grandma, she used to say that. I talk to myself because I got the most sense out of everybody I know. Something to that effect. All right. So Auntie is gonna have to come back soon so I can stop rambling. Because rambling is what I do, but I don't do it well. She'll probably cut this whole thing. Okay, so the recording button just went off again. Not sure if that means that I'm not talking to anybody right now, like it's not recording, or it may be one of those that flashes on and off ever so often. Who knows? I'm not a
No,
social person.
no, you're still recording. It's still recording.
Am I okay? Because I was rambling, talking to the people who
Oh, okay.
may or may not.
Yeah, she's having an issue. I don't know what's going on with the StreamYard link. Um, yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. So,
I knew what I did, but I'm on my iPad, so the whole thing looked foreign to me anyway.
oh, okay. Yeah, because when I click on the link, it doesn't give me that error message. It says allow mic and cam access. So, yeah, I'm able to. You just have to um tell it to allow you. Oh, I wonder if this is because it wants to use your camera and your microphone. Um, Let me see if that was the error message she was getting because she. Okay, okay. I resent it to you.
Okay. Yeah, my error message said that there was nothing there altogether. It was a 404, one of those. Like the link was broken or non existent.
Okay. Oh my gosh, we're just having lots of technical difficulties today. So, I'm sorry, everybody. Where were we, Auntie Janisha?
We made it through almost painlessly through the quote with the about not loving the wife.
Yeah. Oh, we were. Oh, you were talking about um Mama and how and and being and how she wasn't and you were
Oh,
being left. You're left-handed. Yeah.
see how
Okay.
his quote stung me more than being called the R word by my grandmother. I
Yes.
know. It's like that's just her. That's just how she is. But
Oh
what
my
I did,
gosh.
I learned to live with it. Like whatever. I don't care. And I loved being left-handed growing up because I was different. And
Yeah.
I was, I felt smarter than other people because I could do things differently and maneuver in ways
Mm.
they could not. But my brother was the genius one. I was saying when the younger three kids came into the household, my grandmother pushed him to be right handed. She didn't encourage me to be right handed, she just told me to get out of the way. With him, he was showing, he was expressing left handedness, and she encouraged right handedness in him. So he has some of both and has a beautiful handwriting with both.
Mm.
I used to envy that a little bit. Like, I
Y-
wish I could do both.
Yeah. We had a left-handed person in my class. I want to say when I was in 6th grade.
Hmm.
But, the teacher didn't like discourage that. She just ordered left-handed things for her so she wouldn't feel left out. Like I do things left-handed, but I'm right-handed. Even growing up, my grandmother for the longest time, my grandmother thought that I was left-handed cuz I do pretty much everything left-handed except for right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am strong, like left dominant, except for using scissors. Because
Mm,
I had left-handed scissors, so I learned to do that motion with my right hand. And to this
yeah.
day, I cut with scissors left-handed. I mean right-handed. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Everything else left-handed, and I started rewarding myself. Like when I learned there was such a thing as left-handed knives and left-handed You don't think about the blade being on one side or the other, but it is. There's a whole, like, a lot of items, tools, and stuff that are made for left handed people. You would have no idea.
Yeah.
Even like
Yes. Oh,
colored pins and stuff like that. It's really cool.
yes. Yeah. It's amazing the things that you don't think about when unless it's a part of your world.
You want to hear something else? Fun fact.
What's that?
So, all of the oldest daughters on my mom's side are left.
Hmm.
So,
Really?
yes, but they're the oldest on her um, grandmother's side, right? So
Oh,
my one uncle that I was named after, John, both of his daughters are left-handed. They're by two different women. They are
interesting.
the oldest. They're actually the only child of his. Um, and they have older siblings, but I mean, they would be the oldest of. I'm the oldest, literally the oldest. And then there's
Right.
the who else? There was another. I forget. But anyway, there's four of us plus my
Wow.
brother.
Huh. That is so cool. So our topic, as I was saying, is growing up through the years. And so I was thinking about that because I was watching this video, and it was this video about um things that kids did in the 80s that they can't do now. And so I was like, that would be a great topic. I'm like, so I started doing research, and so I'm starting with the 50s, and so the things that kids did in the 50s that would be illegal now. Oh my gosh. Okay. So unsupervised mobility, because back then, hang, I'm trying to fix my screen so I can see um when Marva comes in. Um so they would walk to school, walk to the park, wander the blocks from home without any parental supervision, and often not returning until after dark. Um riding bikes without helmets. um sitting in the front seat of a car, being in a car without seat belts. I was trying to think, did they have seat? I'm sure they probably did, but they weren't as widely used as they are now, or like car seats or booster seats. Um, they had more dangerous toys, the atomic energy lab, slingshots, BB guns, clackers. Um, they had brakeless go karts made from wood. They played with chemistry sets containing toxic compounds. They engaged in activities like walking on frozen reservoir or high railway. They played in the street and played tag, hide and seek, or ball games around parked cars and traffic. They didn't have any safety gear for roller skating, bicycles. Um, oh, and kids often smoked and or interacted with adults that smoked. So, what do you think about that 50s lesson? Would you let your kids do any of that today?
Yes, and a couple of them I heard. Like playing in the street and roaming your neighborhood. Um, my children grew up doing that,
Yeah. Yeah.
and but that's because in my subdivision, we had at that time there was 5 houses, and we were all related. So
mm,
on 3 different streets. So they used to, if somebody wants to say they were a little gang,
right.
there was a good um, about 7 or 8 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
been 11 because my one yeah, it might have been 11 kids, and they would just run back and forth between our 5 houses here. So that's something I don't, as long as there's the group and whatever. And then I only had the 2 kids, so the thing was always if one leaves, the other one leaves. Like you'll have to do the buddy system, stay together, kind of thing, right?
Right.
And then I grew up in the same neighborhood myself, so neighbors, a lot of them were still they would watch out for the kids.
Right.
Not maybe because the culture said, but just because they knew you. You know what I mean? Where back in the day, that was the culture that you just automatically watched out for kids. It kind of spilled
Right.
over just because we kind of grew up around each other.
Right.
The chemistry set stuff, I still encourage that, and they sell those too.
Mm,
Actually,
yeah.
now obviously they encourage the supervision, but I've seen a lot of kids like even online they're like recording themselves doing things that, well, somebody has to be holding the camera, so maybe they are being, you know. But I think just
Right.
reading the instructions and doing the things, I wouldn't discourage a kid from doing that type of.
No. No, I wouldn't either. And a lot of these are going to overlap. So in the 60s, it was trampolines without nets. Again, walking to and from school alone, going to a friend's house unescorted, chewing sugary bubble gum, hanging out in candy stores, riding bikes without helmets, playing outside unsupervised all day, playing at the beach on your own, stickball and games in the streets, drinking from garden hoses, cooling off with the fire hydrant, becoming blood brothers and sisters, sleeping in the back window of the car on a road trip and coming home to an empty house. Now that list, um, I
Yeah,
was like, there was a lot of overlap
yep. I've seen
with it.
the back of the car window. I remember doing at least maybe I don't remember, but the story's been told so many times. I think I remember it.
Right, right. Well, I remember drinking from a garden hose.
Yep, I've done
Yeah,
that since I've been an adult.
I was gonna say we did it as a kid all the time.
And the reason why is because I'm outside. I like gardening and stuff like that. And I've let my kids do that, run it off a little bit, and then y'all can drink some water right there.
Yeah. Now
So
the
you,
cooling off with the fire hydrant, um, I've only seen that done like on TV or in the movies.
hmm
It wasn't something that I saw growing up. Was it something that you saw growing up in Florida?
no, and that sounds like I think that's more of an inner city something or another.
Oh, okay.
'Cause we don't have our fire hydrants are a little different in the neighborhood. They're more like a pipe sticking up, or maybe it's
Oh,
I don't know. It's just kind of different.
oh, okay.
Who knows? But yeah, no, that wasn't a thing. We would get wet in the water hose. That was a thing.
Yes, yes,
And I
yeah.
think that, you know why? Yeah. So I think the areas that have the fire hydrants, they don't really have water hoses. That's what I've always noticed. They're like high rise buildings and stuff like that because um, neighborhoods like mine where I live, you have your water hose, and that's what we would do. So
Right. You put it on the sprinkler and then you just run in between the sprinklers.
that or no sprinkler, you somebody just hold it up with their
Just hold it. Yeah.
spray. Even when you didn't want to get wet, you had some
Yep. Yep.
annoying kid. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
waiting to hear one that there's something in my mind you haven't said yet. So
Okay. Well,
let's
we're
see.
going. Yeah. Well, we're going to the 70s.
Uh huh.
So in the 70s, we did road sledding, rolling down the hills in tires, climbing trees, playing with lawn darts, and the last one is playing with hot metals on hot metal slides. Now those I remember those slides would be hot. You'd burn yourself as you're going down the.
And then you could always see that streak of pee. You just knew what that was.
Yes, I'm just like,
I know.
ew. Now we can't
Oh,
play on the slide anymore because you just ruined it for everybody.
yes.
There's always
It,
that one kid. Yeah, it's always that one kid.
that sugary butter bubble gum too. Um, I have purchased the sugary bubble gum. My daughter, she got on to me about it, but I was like, "Ooh, I want me some." And I got me a pack, and me and my grandsons had a field day blowing bubbles. That was from the
Mm,
previous one. That was the '60s, right?
yeah, that was from the
Yeah,
60s. Yeah.
all the good stuff.
Yeah. Okay, now we're going on to the 80s.
And I
So
still
in
haven't.
the 80s, well, maybe it's in the 80s. In the 80s, we memorize your friends, family and friends' phone numbers, walk or bike to school by yourself, wait until Saturday morning to watch cartoons, find an index card to check out a library book, get locked out of your house in the summertime, have to read a physical map to go anywhere new, pile into a car without buckling in, skim the TV listings to see what was coming on, have to look up businesses in the phone book, call a call in DJ requests so you could tape your favorite songs. I did that one.
Yeah. Oh, I was Miss DJ.
I did that one. And that's when I learned that the records at that they get at the radio is the same song on both sides. Yeah,
What
that's
do
how I
you
learned.
mean?
Huh?
What do you mean?
So like side A and side B would be the same song.
Uh huh.
They didn't have like a different song on each side. It's the exact same song. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's interesting. Yeah. So I guess they do it that way so you don't have to um search for a song and have to keep flipping a record over. I don't know. That was my logic for why they did it that way. But yeah, yeah, it was fun. And Saturday, yeah, I watched Saturday morning. Not really so much the cartoons, but mainly for Schoolhouse Rock that came on that came on in between the cartoons.
I'm just a bill.
Yep.
We learned though.
Yes, we did. That's how I knew my timetables. And and my and grammar. The grammar one was my favorite one though. That one was my favorite.
I just heard a story about the person that wrote those. And never mind. I don't even know why I mentioned it because I can't remember too much
You
about
can't
it.
remember the story?
It was on
Okay.
NPR. Yeah, but it was a whole thing about how they didn't really want them to do it, and it just caught on, and like they didn't think that it was going to be successful. That
Oh.
whole story, and then they started doing other ones. That's how we got so many.
Yeah, because I used to watch that, and then I would watch Sigmund and the Sea Monster. Um I can't remember the other ones, but I remember that after that it was Kung Fu Theater. And I used to watch all those kung fu movies
Hmm.
with the bad dubbing.
Yeah, I was never a kung fu girl,
The dubbing was so bad.
but I did like all the Alfred Hitchcock and Twilight Zones,
Twilight Zones, yeah. Yeah,
the
I
Outer
watched those too.
Limits, all those good
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So in the 90s, it was less safe play equipment, running wild unsupervised, randomly showing up at a friend's house, flying down the stairs in a laundry basket, watching any movie you wanted at sleepovers, playing with semi-dangerous toys like example, trip yourself with the skip it, eating the least healthiest snacks in the world, exploring all sorts of wild destinations, turning the trampoline into an Olympic sport, rickety amusement parks, playing video games, or watching TV all day long. I was like, you could trip yourself with the skip it? Well, I didn't have a skip it, I had a lemon twist. But I'm assuming that the skip it is like the lemon twist.
The skip it, yes, you can trip yourself if you are not um
Coordinated.
rhythmically inclined, and that was
Okay. But is it the okay? So it's because the lemon twist, it had like a loop that you put over your ankle, and then it had this long like rubber part, and then at the end of it was a lemon that had like these beads in it.
hmm that sounds like the
So
same skip it.
okay, because
But
I'm like,
yeah,
because I'm like, I'm imagining that it's the same when it says you could trip yourself, and I'm like, okay, but if it's like the lemon twist, how do you
never even
trip
heard of the
your
limit. But
oh, because I was a
like,
70s kid. I grew up in the 70s. In the 70s, we had a lemon twist.
okay, so my favorite thing, walking in the grocery store, and a lot of people did not have this experience or whatever. But my grandma, like, she was like low key bougie a little bit, but sometimes she let me just do things. I liked walking into the grocery store bare feet because the floor was cold.
Yeah,
I mean, we didn't always have to have a shirt and shoes on.
right.
Thing. Riding in the back of pickup trucks, a whole bunch of kids.
Yes. I used to see
Love
that all
doing
the
it.
time.
Yes. That was not like illegal. And then there was something else too. I didn't. Oh, my toy that I absolutely loved was the sit and spin. Man, I would play on that thing forever.
Oh, yeah.
But
I do remember that.
yeah, that was
Yeah,
my friend.
I do remember that. So in the 2000s, we had razor scooters. I'm like, okay. We had magnetics, moon shoes, aqua dot, blast balls, and then for the outdoors and risky activities, we had riding in the front seat, barefoot unsupervised play, riding ATVs, no helmet biking or sledding, road sledding and sketching, and then technology we had limeware, Napster virus risk, and a violent game exposure. So what do you think about the list of all the things that we did from the 50s to the 2000s?
First thing is that it shrunk. It kept getting smaller and smaller.
Yes. Yeah, it
That's
was getting
wild.
smaller and smaller.
And then
It's,
something come back around like the not wearing helmets again.
mm-hmm.
Because we went through the whole thing with the helmets, you would see it. And then now we're back there where you don't see it as much.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what? Something else too that we used to do. That everybody didn't have a pet back in the day. It
No.
come from, but everybody had pets, plural,
Mm-hmm.
because there were random dogs that used to hang out in your neighborhood, and they were a part of your group. Every group had them.
Mm-hmm.
We had these dogs, and but now you hardly see like animals roaming, dogs roaming and stuff like that. They really
Right.
did something, but they
Yeah.
anybody that was a thing.
Yeah, and you hardly ever see kids walking to school by themselves.
I see, and I think
Yeah.
that's because a lot of busing is the norm.
Yeah.
Neighborhood schools, and now people are bused across town. So yeah, it's not a lot of walking at all.
No, it's not. Um and so that took me to music. And so I looked up to see what songs kids were, mainly teenagers, were listening to that parents thought were um, sacrilegious or just like not appropriate for their kid to listen to. And in the 50s, in 1957, we had Great Balls of Fire by Jerry Lee Lewis, and they they felt that it had biblical misuse because Great Balls of Fire was Christian adults directed that as apocalyptic, and a reference to the Holy Ghost and Judgment Day.
Oh,
And
I
they
didn't know that.
yeah, and they felt that it was overtly sexualized. And then um the next one was Wake Up Little Susie by the Everly Brothers, and it was banned because parents thought that they assumed it was about premarital coitus.
Hmm.
And then in 1958, Rumble by Link Rye. It was because well, it didn't have any lyrics, but they thought that the guitar was too aggressive and distorted and would incite teenagers to start street fights or gangs. So, what do you think about that? And do you know any of those songs?
I've heard those songs, not the last one that you talked about,
Yeah, I
or
didn't have that
I
one.
have, but it doesn't ring a bell. Um, but the Wake Up Little Susie and the Great Goodness Gracious Rainbow. Yes, I've
Yeah.
heard those songs, but I don't know enough of the lyrics to have an opinion on what you're saying because it is so crazy that in this age of social media, people are really have been posting these songs and they'll have the caption like, I thought I knew what this song means, or this is crazy. This song meant this the whole time, or that sort of stuff. And I also got revelations of lyrics when, because I like singing karaoke, even though I'm not a singer like that, right? I
Right.
just love putting my name on the thing and going up and annoying people with what I do.
Okay.
And you think you know a song. I swear I know every song that I like and whatever. And then as I start singing and I'm looking at the words on the monitor, totally not what I thought I knew.
Nope.
But even those though, sometimes they don't have a horrible meaning, but every now and then I'm like, oh, I didn't know it said that, and I say it right into the mic. That it's always like just the thing. What is that?
Yeah.
Go sit down.
Yeah. And so now the 60s, we have Sympathy for the Devil by the Rolling Stones in 1968.
Self-explanatory.
And
Huh.
yeah, yeah, it was like written from the first person perspective of Lucifer. um and then and you know, the parents just went crazy because they thought it was Satanism and corrupting the youth. And in the 70s we had Imagine by John Lennon. I'm like, wait, what? Why is Imagine? But then yeah, the first line is Imagine there's no heaven, shortly followed by no religion too. So I could see how the religious people can get up in arms about that. But he's not saying that there is, he's just saying imagine, you know.
I,
So they thought he was promoting atheism and anti-religious
saying that,
communism and
or at least my understanding, it's talking about how religions um, divide us,
mhm,
one over the other. So I've
yeah.
always liked that song. It's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, you just have to listen to the whole song. And I knew this one was going to be on the list without any doubt. In the 1980s, Like a Prayer by Madonna, 1989. Oh, we
I
already
love
knew this was going to be.
and the video. I've always like, and I remember her catching so much for that video because she had the black Jesus figure in that video.
Yes, and all the inappropriate imagery and yeah. Oh, yes. And it says parental reaction, the Vatican under Pope John Paul II formally condemned the video and called for a global boycott of the artist. I remember that.
Meanwhile, the Vatican holds so many images of a dark skinned Jesus and Mary. Like I don't,
Mm,
and then like if you watch the video, it's has a lot about to do with redemption
yes.
and false accusations and stuff like that, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yep.
So you just being extra religious, my opinion, if you had a big problem with it. And
Yeah, I'm
really the problem was showing the very dark skinned Jesus type character. I don't
yeah. Yeah, and Pepsi canceled a $5 million endorsement with Madonna and pulled her from the commercial. Yeah. I was like, people, get a grip. Can we like listen to the words of the whole song and not just focus on one thing, on that one thing? So that brings us to the 1990s with Heresy by 9 Inch Nails in 1994. And the front man, Trent Reznor, screamed a direct anti Christian chorus declaring, God is dead and no one cares. If there is a hell, I'll see you there. Yeah, I don't even know this song. I've
I
heard of
don't know
the
either
the
of those.
the band. I've never heard this song though.
Yeah, I don't know either of those.
Yeah. And then um in 2000s, our last one, it was Judas by Lady Gaga. And it says that um the track details a romantic infatuation with the biblical betrayer Judas, Iscariot over Jesus Christ. I don't know the song.
Me either.
Yeah, I don't know that song, so I have no clue. But I thought that was interesting. So, what did you think about that?
I don't know that song either. I think that people want to call things art, but I am of a I just no. I
Well, but
I
art is
I have
subjective.
my religious. It is. I have my religious beliefs, but um, and just because I have mine, I don't don't agree with other people's. I don't feel the need to joke about theirs or nothing. Like no, no. I
Yeah,
feel because you're posing a question. What about Jesus or whomever you want to say or whatever? But you have the same story that everybody else has, right?
right.
Um, if the story is that he was a betrayer, like what else do we get out of that? If the story was that he turned his homeboy in, like what else is it to pull from that story? Because the other story that you got is that the other guy was a decent guy. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either. I just thought that it was very interesting um what people what music people picked and the reasons why they picked it. I actually was surprised that Careless Whisper didn't make it on this list because Careless Whisper is about adultery. So it's like, oh, okay. I guess that one didn't spark a
I
lot
totally
of.
understand that one because he's not promoting adultery. He's actually speaking about the hurt that comes from it. I think so. That's why it gets a pass.
That's why
But
it gets a
but
pass.
it seems like they're promoting or trying to soften things that, true enough, society says, right?
Right.
Would agree. Most people would agree is not right. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm push against the grain sometimes, but just some stuff is a reach.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just like, wow. Yeah. I was just like, that is just great. This list is crazy.
But you know what? In the okay, are you done with the list, the music list?
Yes, with that one. Yes.
Because what we're getting now, what we've been getting for a long time in this generation, is um, stuff that has different meanings, right?
Mm-hmm.
That are what they call it, not zeitgeist, but the um, Baphomet type hidden me. Well, I don't mean to laugh, but because some of it is real, but
Right.
things that have those hidden meanings and that's really Satan worship and stuff like that.
Mm, yeah.
You
You
think?
know, yeah. As you were talking, I was just thinking, I wonder what those same parents would say, what that about about music today. know? They'll probably be like, these songs aren't really so bad to like compared to like the music that is playing today.
But I mean, if we would be honest, because there's some music today that it's like, uh-uh. I've really turned into one of the older adults. Like these kids and their music is like, no, it's weird. and
Yeah.
horrible and all the things. But that's what I was saying. Like, if you really read the lyrics of some of the stuff from during my time, things that were popular, things that I danced to, things that I sang to,
Hmm.
then we have to admit, like, some of it was like, what were they saying?
Not
Even
not
nursery rhymes. We
appropriate
went,
enough for us.
yeah, we went through that whole thing with the nursery rhymes. That's been exposed. Like what we were hand feeding our babies, what
Yeah.
we were hand fed. All these nursery rhymes, they have like these horrible undertones, either straight up evil or just very negative, like the Rockabye Baby and the origin of different holidays, and it's like,
Yes.
you know, and
Yeah.
that's not this generation's fault. These things didn't start with this generation
No. Mm-mm. No, they didn't.
or ours, Auntie.
Nope. I was gonna say not even ours.
Before us, we were latchkey kids. We didn't have time to come up with stuff.
Nope, we didn't.
We were too busy drinking
Uh,
water hose.
right. So the last thing I have was I just went through and found like all the number one songs from like 1950 to 2000 and then 1955 to 2005. So in 1950, it was Goodnight Irene by Jordan Jenkins and the Weavers. In 1960, Theme from A Summer Place by Percy Faith. 1970, A Bridge Over Troubled Water by Simon and Garfunkel. 1980, Call Me by Blondie. 1990, Hold On by Wilson Phillips. 2000, Breathe by Faith Hill. Now, just from that list, do you know any of those songs?
Um, Probably if I heard them. I know I've heard Breathe. The one by Garfunkel.
Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water. I love
Know that.
that song.
I'm sure I've probably heard all of them before.
Yeah, I'm
And that's
sure
the
that
thing
you have.
too. I sometimes I've heard songs, not just the lyrics, it's the name of the songs. Like, what? That's the name of that song? Or
Yes.
heard, like, now we get to see everybody on the internet. But I love to see the reactions when they find out that Michael McDonald, he's a white guy because he has a little
Yep.
voice.
Yep.
Or
Or the
others,
B or the Bee Gees are white.
yeah,
Or
you
the Everly
know,
Brothers are white.
yeah. Like, what?
It's like, wait, you didn't know that? Wait, how could you not know? Okay. But then I have to stop and think, okay, these are 2000 kids, you
Hmm.
know. So
And then,
no,
like, some of
they're
them
not
get
gonna know
mixed up
that.
too with the light skinned and the dark skinned Michael Jackson. Kids don't want to,
Yes.
the little ones don't want to believe that at all. Like, y'all are messing with me.
Right?
Then I thought too, back in the day, there was a lot of black artists, African American artists, and others too, not just us, but people of color. Their image could not go on their records.
Right.
So you just wouldn't have known who's who. You just hear this.
Right. Yeah. But
Times
yeah,
have changed.
yeah. So 1955, Chink Perry, Cherry Pink and Apple Blossom White by Perez Prado. 1965, Woolly Bully by Sam the Sham and the Pariahs.
I like that song.
1975, Love Will Keep Us Together by Captain and Tennille. 1985, Careless Whisper by George Michael and Wham. 1995, Gangsta's Paradise by Coolio featuring LV. And 2005, We Belong Together by Mariah Carey.
Hmm.
So, what do you think of that list?
I know a few more songs on there. Many of them
Okay.
I know a lot of the words. At least I think I do until I try to take every year. 'Cause that's when I learned that I don't know nothing.
Until you actually pull up the song lyrics.
Right. But those are not one of those that you said is my go-to. I know that Love Will Keep Us Together. Well, all of them. They were very popular, but none of them are my favorites.
Right. Well, and these are just the number ones for that particular year.
That's what I'm saying. I know
Yeah.
good and well I had other songs I was listening to during each of those times. Songs that I
Yeah.
really. Speaking of,
Yeah.
because many of the times it was something by Michael Jackson.
Okay.
I saw the movie this weekend,
Yeah.
and we can table it till we get to open topic. Continue.
Okay.
I just wanted to say his name
You just wanted to say Michael's
again.
name. You so funny. You just wanted to say Michael's name. All right, that's fine. You can say Michael's name. I'll let you. I'll let you. Yeah, and we'll talk about it because I do have thoughts on it. Okay, so that's all I have for the topic. So hopefully you enjoyed that topic
Yeah,
and it was entertaining and enlightening.
yeah, that was cute.
So we're going to go into our segment. So for loving connections, building better relationships, we are going to leave notes for our partners. Well, it says leave notes for your partner. And then, Auntie Marva couldn't get in, so we don't have career corner. Do you have anything for what were they thinking?
I actually did, and then I looked it up, and so it really wasn't a what were they thinking. So
Oh,
I was, we well maybe you don't know. So we are in our rainy season. They say April showers bring May flowers, but here
yeah.
in my part of Florida, we tend to get more rain in May rather than April. And so we're getting these mosquitoes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like I was just thinking, why do mosquitoes fly like vampire bats? And then I'm like, what were they thinking? Is that why they call vampire bats that because they actually fly like mosquitoes and not the other way around? So it made me look up vampire bats. That question,
Okay.
and there is actually such a thing. I didn't know that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah. So for anybody who's like me, I thought it was kind of cool. It says that they are real animals and they're found in Central and South America. There's three different species that feed exclusively on blood of other animals, a diet called hematophagy. Now, that animals thing, I don't know if that means just animals or is it animals as like us too, because that's weird. I don't believe they would just discriminate. Wherever they're gonna get it from, I think they would just get it. But what it did say is that they don't actually suck the blood. They actually make a incision with their small teeth, and then they lap up the blood that comes from the wound.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that a vampire bat was a real thing. So
Yes,
it
vampire.
took me down this whole rabbit hole. So it's not what were they thinking, what was I thinking? I don't even know how to frame this. So they do fly like mosquitoes, and mosquitoes do fly like them. Is it the blood? Like what causes them to fly like they're drunk?
I don't know.
Do you know? Like that's
I
why
don't know.
my mind was like then I started thinking about remember um what was that? I think it was that Hamilton guy when he played Dracula and
The
he drank
Hamilton
the
guy played
blood, or
Dracula?
was it Blackula?
Well,
Anyway,
it wasn't
those
Blackula.
in one of those old movies, he sucked the neck of the when he was a bat. He sucked the neck of the drunk guy, and then he went off flying, even more weird than they already fly. I
Oh,
don't
no,
remember
I don't.
which movie that was, and but it was a comedy one. because that same one, he flew into that apartment with that family, and they didn't look like they had very much means, and they were trying to catch him to eat him. They were like, "Oh, a black chicken, a black." Auntie, you don't remember that movie?
No.
It was kind of funny. That's from my childhood. That's what
Oh,
we
okay.
to the movies from back in the day.
Yeah, we should do that. Okay. So that's funny though. Okay, so for I see you, I hear you. Parents, grab your child or your children and calendar, sit down and pick a night to spend 1 hour doing any activity. And Auntie Janisha, do you have your book for Auntie's bookshelf?
Actually, I don't have a book.
You're
For
fired for like 2 whole minutes. How dare you not have a book? Okay,
Can
anyway,
I come out now?
is your 2 minutes up? I guess you can. Okay.
I'm sure
So,
what happened with my granddaughter. So the other one of the other aunties who's not here today, her little son, who's 3, and I don't think that she would mind me telling this. He doesn't, sometimes his punishment is just to stand and think. Like she talks to him, and then he has to stand there and really, think about what's going on,
right.
what he did. And she calls it standing on the wall. So he has to stand just looking at the wall for about 3 minutes or so and whatever. So my granddaughter, who's 2, she was with them, and my mother had her, and she decided that she could do what she wanted to do because it wasn't her house and she's a little princess and whatever. Yeah, you're gonna stand on the wall too for 60 seconds. So my mom said she stood there because she had seen my nephew doing it. So she was upset that she had to stand there looking, but she kept turning around every 15 seconds, like this, grandma, grandma, like this, like this, grandma. She, my mama said, I don't know if she was picking with me or if she was really sincere asking me if she was. That one is so funny. Oh my
That is funny.
goodness. She's always doing something. I call her the busiest little body I've ever met. None of my other grandchildren are that have the energy that this one. She's always like, oh,
Yep, and that's why 2-year-olds are my favorite.
like this, grandma. Grandma, you mean like this? Like,
Uh, yeah, two to three. Those are my favorites.
yeah,
Okay,
those and middle school. I like all the challenging ages,
you like the challenging
except
ages.
9. Me and 9-year olds. Mm-mm,
Mm-mm,
mm-mm.
nope. Okay, so for Black inventors, we have Granville T. Woods. Woods accumulated almost 60 patents during his lifetime, many of which improved the functioning of railroads. One of his most notable was the induction telegraph system, which allowed traveling trains to communicate with one another while also allowing workers to locate them. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to open topics. And this is funny because the first one is which artist's music impacted your life the most? And I know you were just talking about Micah.
Will I say that?
No,
Yeah,
but
no.
that was mine. I just thought it was funny that you were talking about Michael when I was like, that's the answer to my open topic. So, which artist's music impacted your life the most, Auntie Janisha?
Um, I'm gonna. So okay, something weird happened with me with Michael, with the overbearing, scary grandmother that I was raised by. I knew I was deliriously in love with Michael Jackson. It was the human nature Michael Jackson
Okay.
with those eyes, with that yellow uh, mic with them
Yeah.
on that poster. I don't know where I got that poster from. I don't remember, but it was the big 18 by 24.
Yeah, I know which poster you're talking about.
I took that poster and I did not dab the corners of that poster. I took some glue and I went all the way around the outer edge of that,
Mm-mm.
and I
That
glued that on my grandma's wall. And we had beautiful wood walls that were varnished.
mm-mm. I'd have beat your butt.
I don't. I I knew I was gonna get it, but it was worth it because I was Michael Jackson.
She said
And
it
she was
was
so,
worth.
I remember, Auntie, I was so upset with her. Why don't she just understand I'm gonna marry the man? Like, it was
Mm-mm.
so matter of factly to me.
That's
Like all
funny.
upset, lady, for nothing. Because I'm gonna marry him. I knew what I was doing. Didn't.
Uh-uh. That poster
Didn't.
was
So
never coming off the wall.
she sold that house, and it's on the same street I live in right now on. And the last time I was in that house, because every time I would visit home, I would
Yeah.
our room, right? That rectangle stayed on that wall all these years.
Yeah.
I don't know if the new people did anything with that paneling on that wall. I mean, that wood on that wall. But yeah, I
Mm-mm.
ruined that space.
Yes, you
But I knew I
did.
was gonna marry him. Now, as
Mm-mm.
far as having an impact, I actually grew up with Luther Campbell. I didn't like their music, Two Live Crew, but they did open. I don't think it was just me at all. It was our whole, all of the generations, because they went through this whole thing with the freedom of speech and the, all the stuff. I didn't even
Okay.
agree with the music, but you know,
Right.
we did get extra rights because of it. Sometimes,
Mm.
never mind. Yeah,
That's
I
funny.
didn't like. I grew up in South Florida, but I didn't really like the booty shaking music. I was more of a up north with the um, baggy clothes and the medallions and the black power. That was me.
Oh, okay.
The pride, proud to be, you know.
Yeah.
Love their hip hop from up north because it has the jazz sound in it, and where I grew up, it was more heavy bass, so I just stood out.
Mm.
I think that's
Okay.
what that's. It wasn't really the music. See, I'm talking myself through this because I don't. There isn't just one. The
One.
it
Okay.
was it was the kind of music that shaped me. It was that
Mm-hmm.
we were um, really exploring our pride in self.
Mm.
Had that, like, again, the jazz influence in the back, the New York stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we already know that one of mine was a Michael, but the other one was Miss Barbara Streisand. I love
Mm.
Barbara Streisand. Yeah. But that was when I started listening to music with um words that I can understand, because before um I didn't know that there was like pop and R&B and all of that, because I mainly listened to classical and opera growing up. It wasn't until I was a preteen that I was introduced to um that type of music. So, what hobby have you always wanted to try?
I've always wanted to learn to play the piano,
Mm,
and for a very specific reason. So
what's
there are
your
certain songs that I would love to just go into a big swanky hotel or some space with this, you know, that I just totally look out of place. And I walk in and I sit down and I play this tune on their piano, and people just stand there like, "Oh, she's pretty good," and I ignore them and I finish, and then I get up and I leave. Just for that reason, do I want to learn
That's
piano?
the only reason why you
I
would have let
want
him.
to learn to play the piano for that reason, since I was a kid. Just that.
I don't mean to laugh. It's just, I just have the image, and it's just like funny to me.
That's how I feel. It would be hilarious because I'd be so proud of me and laughing to myself. Like, yeah, they don't even know I'm about to walk out of here.
Oh my. The hobby that I have always wanted to try is woodworking. I think it's so beautiful what people can do with a piece of wood. Yeah. And then our last one. What's your most cherished memory?
um, Going fishing, all with my family. We were raised as Jehovah's Witnesses, but my grandfather wasn't. But like every Thanksgiving, and we
Mhm.
were a foodie family, still are. My grandma would cook all of the whole big spread, even though we didn't celebrate. But because Daddy didn't, he wasn't practicing a religion or whatever. But we all enjoyed fit. Well, we all enjoyed fishing, being together. I wasn't a fishing
Mm.
person, but I would run the snacks all day. I was the fishing cheerleader for everybody. I'm still like that. But we would get our whole spread, and she would wrap everything, and it was a
Mhm.
lot of food, a lot. She would take her time, wrap everything, put it in the truck, and we would go out on the fish creek, and we would have our whole Thanksgiving dinner all day long, walking and eating, and yeah, out on the
Mm.
fish creek. Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
that memory.
that memory. M-
Yeah.
Mine is anything I got to do with my nana, whether it was cooking, playing solitaire, watching TV, going fishing. Well, she fished, I read. Um, yeah, those were that's my any time I got to spend with her. And when I was older and we couldn't spend as much time together, we would talk every Saturday for just hours upon hours. We would just talk. So that's it. That's all I have for open topics. Okay, now tell me about your thoughts about the Michael movie.
Um, for the first time, because it kind of just drops you at the end,
Mm-hmm.
as his story continues. That was the first time that that's happened to me, and I was happy with it
Oh, okay.
because we know what happens to him,
Yeah. Yeah, we know
and
what
there's just so
happens.
much. I just didn't want to see anything negative, nothing.
Yeah.
Um,
So
Even with the Joe stuff, I've always been divided about that. Because I know what his dad was trying to do.
right.
He was doing it in one of those fashions, like some of our parents are just out of control.
Yeah.
But um, I'm not totally mad at Joe.
So what did you think about Jafar?
Excellent.
I thought his acting was good. I
Yeah,
thought the dancing was good. It's just it didn't have Michael's energy. And that's the only thing that I was missing from watching from his dancing. And I get that. I get that. Michael's it you could practice the steps all you want, but you can't duplicate his energy. His energy is just off the charts. But outside of that, I thought Jafar did a good job.
yeah, he did.
Yeah. I thought he did a
Um,
good job.
oh, well, what I didn't. So I had heard that Janet didn't want anything to do with the movie.
Yeah,
Um,
I heard
they
that as
only showed
well.
one sister throughout the whole thing when there's three of them. I
Yes. That
saw
was
that Reeby's name was listed along with Latoya's.
Hmm.
Janet was not, but also Reeby's likeness also was not in the movie, which,
No.
those things were odd to me.
Yes. Yes. I thought that. Yeah. I thought that was odd too. I'm like, wait, so we're just gonna skip over Reby and Janet. That's it. We're not gonna mention them. You
Yeah,
know,
Janet
it
was
was
perfect.
just weird
Yeah.
to have to see the Jackson family without Reby and Janet. It's like they didn't exist. And I'm like, you can't have a Jackson movie without all nine childrens. It's just
Which kind of though, we've had the Jackson movie all of our lives, kind of without Reeby. I will say that
well,
she's the one
no,
we hear the least about.
no, because if you watch what was that one? The Jacksons, An American Dream, I think it's called.
Oh no no no!
She's in that one.
I don't mean the scripts that they've done about them. I mean the actual reality that we've gotten about them. She's not been one of the named ones like most of the things. We just happen to know there is a Reeve. Some people know that she has music. You know what I'm saying? She's kind of like the quietest one. And even some of the brothers, they're not. If they weren't a part of the Jackson Five, it would probably be the same way with, I don't know who I want to name here.
Okay.
Some are more famous than others.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yes.
it kind of made me wonder about certain things, because what I was told is that Janet was not in favor of um,
Jafar playing
a lot of
Michael.
the. Was it that?
I that's what I heard. Yeah. I
Oh,
don't know how true that is, but yeah, that's what I heard.
and she and Michael were very close, so it just made me wonder about certain elements of the movie. But at the same time, it did not paint him in a bad light at all.
No.
So
It just showed you more of like the behind the scenes of how they got to where they got. And so the one thing that I didn't know was that one guy um that he worked with the Beach Boys and
oh,
Cindy
the
Lauper.
lawyer, yeah.
No, not
Oh,
the
the
lawyer,
executive.
the producer guy. Yeah. Yeah. I had heard of him, but I didn't realize that he worked with so many of those big named artists. Yeah.
Oh, Auntie Marva's backstage.
Oh,
Johnny come lately.
hey Auntie Marva.
Well, actually, I've been backstage, and I've been texting Auntie, but I think my something wrong where my text message is not going through to her. And and
And
and I
and
don't appreciate you talking about
And
me if you thought I wasn't here, Negro.
oh, Johnny come lately.
right.
And technically, it wasn't she was upset about Jafar. She was upset about the whole movie altogether. She want her brother to just rest.
Oh, okay.
Well, since you put it like that, I find that to be very selfish. She know we all loved him. She knew I was gonna marry him,
Oh
just like your
my
grandma knew.
You and
god.
every other woman
Just
from the
like your grandma knew.
1970s, 1960s, clean up to the moment he passed. So
Oh, that's funny.
all y'all thought, everybody thought,
They didn't think it as much as me because I glued that poster on that wall.
and that's why you got whooped for it.
Right? That's what
That's
I
a
told her.
testament of true love right there.
You say it was worth it.
It was worth
they
it.
don't. They don't
No.
know 50. They don't know. They don't know your grandma and what you went through for gluing that toast on that wall.
Shoot.
I told her I'd have beat her butt too. Messing up
But it
my
was
heart,
worth it.
my
It
wood. No, it
And it
wasn't.
was. It wasn't even like drywall or paint. It was wood, Auntie.
Yeah, that's why I said I would have beat her butt too. That's crazy. That is the craziest thing. You deserved it. But yeah. So well, Auntie Marva, I'm glad you're able to join us even
Well,
though we're
thank you.
almost done. Even
Man,
though
look, the way work been working me, man. I'm
mm,
surprised that I'm actually done. I'm really not done. I got some more tasks that I need to complete, but I didn't want to completely miss the whole thing. I was just trying to get off the phone.
yeah. So but we had a very interesting topic. I was just going through what kids did in the 50s that would be illegal today, and I just did it throughout the years up until the 2000s.
What did you do illegal?
No, I didn't do anything illegal. That's what kids did
Oh,
history, like
oh, like
walking.
buy cigarettes and alcohol for their parents.
No, more like walking to school alone and riding in cars without seat belts and stuff like that.
Riding in the back of pickups.
Yeah, stuff like that. But we were well, you could do the here, I'll ask you the open topic questions now that you're here so you
Uh
can
oh.
feel like you were totally a part of it.
Uh oh.
Um which artist's music impacted your life the most?
Um, when you say impact, are you
Uh-huh.
talking like my decisions in life, or just artists that I absolutely love and adore, and like my all time favorite type stuff like that?
All of the above.
Mm, okay. Um, I ooh, cause I'm a music head, Auntie. This one is hard for me.
I
Okay,
know.
so okay, so my favorite all time favorite music genre is neo soul, which is a derivative of jazz.
Okay.
I love jazz music. I love neo soul. My top favorite neo soul artists are um Erica Badu, Lettucey, and Lauren Hill. And I guess my favorite, always been my favorite jazz artist has always been Thelonious Monk. And I like Thelonious Monk because his music, I don't know, I think it kind of mirrors my brain. I um I am very sporadic. I am all over the place all the time. Um very spontaneous and goofy and quirky and but calculated at the same time. And that's what bebop jazz was. Bebop jazz did not follow a tempo. Bebop jazz did not follow a beat, a chord progression. It was just music. Whatever he felt like pushing at that time, that's what he pushed. Although, ironically, it did follow a scale, if you will. It was just it was I, there's no way to it's like it was like a calculated chaos is what bebop jazz is. And it was like, remember that jazz that Theodore Huxtable used to play? Like it was so spontaneous that it was just like that. That's bebop jazz. And
Mm,
in my brain, when I listen to it, I understand what they're playing in the weirdest way. Like I get it. And I could almost so much so that I could almost predict what chord or what note he was about to play next, which is weird, right? Because he just played what he felt. It was confusion, complete confusion, but just in the most beautiful way. Long story short,
gotcha.
long story short, when Neo Soul came along, it was so different. It was so different from everything else. And I always felt like I was different from everybody else. That it was just like, oh man, I like this, it. I'm found. I have been found. And I never forget the day. I used to always call Auntie Janisha when after she moved out, and moved to Georgia with mom. I would
With
always
Michael
call her
Jackson.
and, huh?
I moved with my. Never mind.
You
You're
moved with
not gonna
Michael
believe
Jackson.
me anyway. Yes. Never mind though. Go ahead
Oh
though.
my gosh.
What?
Right.
Don't be interrupted, Auntie Marva, for that. Auntie Marva, finish.
So after she
Yeah.
moved out to Gary, Indiana, I would call her and I and I would always be like, "Ooh, did you hear this song? Ooh, did you hear that song?" Because I was a music head. Like I was the one that was like we all were music heads, but I was like music was my thing. And so I would always harass her and be like, "Did you hear this? Or did you hear that? Oh, so and so and so and so played it. Oh, this song just came out." So I remember the day, the very first day that I heard that, and then Erica Badu's song came on, and I was like, oh, "What is this? This is I like this." And I just remember calling her, and I was just going on and on and on and on and on about this doggone song, and she was just quiet on on the phone, like, what?
Oh, that's
And to be
funny.
fair, she kind of did that with all of the songs that I would call her hyped up about.
Right?
But she let me get it out. It's like she allowed me to just be goofy and hyper and loud about all this different music and let me get it out. Whereas everybody else used to be like, "Girl, shut up."
That's
But it was
funny.
like the mid like that because I don't know, neo soul was just so different. Like the just hearing uh how does it feel the very first time. I always loved Lauren Hill, but when she did the miseducation of Lauren Hill, I was like, oh, it's my dog. This like I was just so engulfed by that sound. Like there was nothing better than that sound. Jill Scott's Long Walk, like this, that, all that music was so
Oh.
crazy. And then it started slowly like trickling over into hip hop. And then so when I started hearing Outkast and the stuff that they was doing, and man, it was just like, oh man, I love all of this. I love all this music, the roots, all of it was just so just Philadelphia was just lit. They was spitting them out left and right. So I can honestly say that was probably the catalyst of my I because I loved music, don't get me wrong, but when I just jumped in head first, that sound was the catalyst for me to just take off. Just
Right.
take off. And those artists were like my fave. I always say Lettucey is my top fave,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know, I can't narrow it down. When it comes to life decisions,
Uh-uh.
I could say it's mostly hip hop artists.
Okay.
And it was because of the storytelling, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Love Biggie Smalls because he was the perfect storyteller. His
Okay.
his stuff was kind of comical, but I loved the stories he told. As I got older and time progressed, well, and then I loved Eminem. You know, me and Poochie. Remember me and you used to go back and forth for who could learn his lyrics first after his tracks. You remember that?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
loved Eminem, but again, those are stories. Those are the storytelling. But when I got grown and I heard Future, and I know a lot of people be like, "What Future? Oh my God!" If you listen to the things that he was saying,
Mm-hmm.
he was different because it was weird for me to hear a younger artist, even though he still used make drug music and he used drugs allegedly. It was so dope for me to hear a younger rapper and hear him say things like I never sell my soul for this. I'm successful and I never turned on my people. Like I never, I never make a deal with the devil type stuff. And but his stuff was always like the hustle. Like, yeah, I've been down. Yeah, it was hard. Yeah, it was rough, but I ain't got time to think about that. I got to go get this paper, and that was like motivation for me. Like, okay, yeah, my boy he done dropped the new track. It's on. I'm finna start. I got to go do something else too. It was motivation. So that type of music fueled me. Uh, Now, on the other side, I absolutely love alternative music. I love, love, love. See, you can't ask me stuff like this because I got a story for every genre. I got a story for every genre. I can't. Yeah, this ain't for me.
Okay. We'll move on to the next one then. So, what hobby have you always wanted to try?
Hobby?
Yeah.
Hmm. Not a bucket list, an actual hobby.
Yeah.
Something that I'm gonna keep up. Okay. Hmm.
Yeah. See, mine was woodworking. Your sister's was piano, but she had a funny reason for wanting to do the piano.
So she could
Oh,
play behind
she
Michael
knows.
Jackson.
No. Although
No,
I would do human nature. Remember what I
no,
said about the
so
hotel?
no,
Oh
so she
yes.
can walk into a hotel and sit down and play their piano and
And
then
then just
walk
leave.
out.
Goodbye.
Go famous, go viral real quick, and
I
then
don't.
disappear.
Well, whatever they want to do with it, I just want to. I don't care what folks do.
Uh,
And
Make
what
it
about
what
your
it looks
stand up?
like. I don't know if that's a thing anymore. And telling
that
a story on the moth stage, I want to do that. Yeah,
you want to do
What's a
that?
mock stage?
the moth hour on NPR.
Oh, a hobby.
But those aren't hobbies. They're just
Yeah,
something I want to do.
that sounds like bucket list stuff.
Yeah.
I don't hear a hobby. A hobby. Okay. A hobby that I've always wanted to do, but I can't. I guess I can't really say that because I used to do it and I don't do it anymore.
And then that doesn't count.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say it. A hobby.
Okay,
Smoking not
while
a.
you think about that one, maybe this one will be easier. What's your most cherished memory?
See, that's hard too, Auntie, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Of course you are.
That felt a little judgy, okay?
I know, right?
Let me tell you why.
That was
I
very
am very optimistic. As hard as our life was, as interesting as our life was, we were very good at making the best out of said time. And
right.
so I can look back and think of I don't want to say decades, but like brackets of time, and they were all different because they were all different people, but yet the same. So much fun, so much fun. So I don't know how, and all of it kind of dominoed to where I am now. Now, early on, it was me, baby sister, and older brother right over me, and all the terrorizing we used to do, right?
Mm-mm. Yeah, I was terrorizing the neighborhood.
And everybody in it.
Mm-mm.
We had the right to.
Mm-mm.
We had the right to. Now, when I became a teenager, when I met my best friend down South Florida, that's when I discovered me. I ain't
Oh,
gonna say discovered me, but that's when I started opening up to what I like and what I don't like. And, when I relocated back to Fort Pierce and I was hanging out with my sister, my two older sisters, that's when that's when I started realizing, finding me, right?
mm.
I was still finding me, but it was more so I was a little more profound with my own decisions, my own choices. When I relocated to Orlando, after that, that's when I think I really truly felt free. Like I was the most free that I ever was in my entire life. Yep. Then, wow, when I moved back, now this is ironic. I moved back home, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got married. It was like my fear. I got married, and as bad of a situation, as bad of an experience as was, that's the closest that I ever. I can. I don't know. if I should even say that, because I don't know how true it is, but I feel like that's the closest that I ever got to God.
Okay.
Yeah, I can kind of say that. And
Okay.
then when I moved, when I came out of that relationship, and I was doing some other things, and I moved to Orlando. That's when I can honestly say, okay, now I am Marvel. I know what I like. I wasn't finding me. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. I know what I can tolerate. I know what I'm willing to put up with. Um, I'm not afraid. Like there was no fear anymore after that.
Mm,
And that's when I started, following my heart and just jumping into just following my heart and doing all kinds of stuff. That's when the entertainment industry stuff started happening. And
right.
now, fast forward at this very moment, and I'm skipping over a large chunks of time. At this very moment, um, I realized everything that I experienced brought me to this moment right here where I am.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I might not be happy with this current certain circumstances, and I'm still, I still realize how I got here, and I know I won't be staying here. So
Right.
there's so many instances that I could look back and be like, wow, I really enjoyed that time. That was a very precious moment, but it caters to this moment now. I always lived in the moment. I guess that was I went the long way of saying I always lived in the moment. I had a cousin tell me I live with my head in the clouds. I live like life is a fairy tale. And for decades, I was so offended by that until I realized that she was absolutely true. And where it was kind of, offensive, or I, it was said in a way to try to make me wake up.
Mm-hmm.
I embraced it. I embraced it because with all of that bringing me to where I am now, if I wasn't living with my head in the clouds, I would not have tried most of the things that I tried.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know I done tried a bunch of stuff. My second older sister called me Uncle Traveling Mac. Y'all remember Fraggle Rock?
Yeah.
Because I was
Yeah.
always doing something. But I know that catered to me living with my head in the clouds because, we could do anything. That's what Grandma said.
Right. Right. Well, guess what?
We're at the end.
Yeah. Way
Wow.
past.
Me and my lateness.
Yes, you and your lateness. But we enjoyed you for the time you were here. What do they say? It's not the quantity, it's the quality.
Oh.
So, yeah. So, well,
I was thinking better than late than never.
oh, well, that too.
That's what I thought she was about to say, but I think I like yours better.
So, if we are
I
at the,
have a. I'm sorry,
go ahead. I
because
was just
Auntie
going to say
Marvel
we're
went
at
into
the end, but go ahead.
genres,
Hmm?
Okay.
and I like all of those. But we cannot leave here without mentioning soft rock. I am a soft rock girl
Oh
from the
yeah.
'80s. Love
Yes.
all the things.
I mean, I like soft rock too. I love me some.
I know 'cause we share a
I
lot of
almost
similar
sang it.
tastes, but
Yes, we
it's just
do.
that I didn't mention it, and you left that out, and I know that's one of your babies, and I love me some soft rock. Oh my
It
gosh.
is. It
Yeah.
is. It is one of my babies, and every time I love it because it always reminds me of Daddy. It
Mm,
always reminds me of Daddy. Every time I hear soft rock, I think of Daddy. It is one of my
Mm.
babies.
yeah.
We was even talking about it at work, and they were saying like the difference between the Chicago eras. And I'm like, yeah, it was the second half was the one, but a lot of people don't like the second half.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Love
Yeah.
them. Love Simply Red. Love Hall and Notes. Love, man. It's a gang of them.
Yeah. Yeah. We were talking about, we did music as well. Um, and we did, the number one songs from like the 50s to the 2000s and 55 to
What?
2005. Yeah, you missed a lot when you were having troubles. You missed a lot. Yeah. Yeah, you missed a lot.
We're gonna have to run this one back
Yeah.
because I know y'all forgot some stuff. I know y'all did.
Yeah, because there's a lot of other topics we can do under this particular.
Yeah. Well, Auntie Marva, you have the next topic. So
I don't want to hear music back to back.
if the whole thing wasn't about music though. It was just mentioning like songs that kids loved, that parents thought were sacrilegious, and then just the number ones for those particular eras. So the whole show wasn't about music. It was just like a blip.
Oh, we could even do the music that parents thought were vulgar to kids, and kids had was oblivious to what vulgar even was.
Yeah. So it's your topic. You can talk about whatever you want. But anyway, we have to say our goodbyes. I'm not trying to rush, but my dinner's getting cold. So,
Okay, Auntie.
but anyway, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in and for your continued support and love for the podcast. And we wish everyone a wonderful, blessed time and health until we meet again next month. We
Mm.
will see you all then. Auntie Janisha gonna say goodbye to the listeners.
Goodbye to the listeners.
And,
Goodbye to the listeners.
Hey,
and until next month, Auntie listen out.
peace, love, and hair grease, y'all.